never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Coffee, Bagels, and Lunch this morning on NYYANKEE and there's a really good reason because we have a tremendous guest, a pitcher from who actually is going to be coming back, hopefully, to Major League Baseball and is pitching in the Mexican League. We're going to get into that in a couple of minutes. He should be on. And we'll go through the journey, and we're going to yell at him because of the fact that he always used to beat the Yankees, but that's besides the point. Good afternoon to Nitin. Good afternoon to Sean Browning. How are you guys doing today? Are we getting excited?
Yeah, guys.
Baby.
Good afternoon, everyone. What's up, Sean and Joe and everybody in the chat? Obviously, as you know, my team and I booked KEONE KELA today at 12 p.m. Eastern for you guys, so stay tuned. Get your questions ready for him. It'll be a great show. Obviously, he's a Yankee killer, but you guys are going to learn more about his journey, and he should be joining here soon. We're trying to get in touch with him to see if he's ready, but we'll keep you updated. Yeah, so guys, if you have any questions, put it in the chat or send it to Joe. He'll answer your questions. So, and good afternoon. Obviously, one more day till Yankee baseball, guys. Can't wait. They open up in San Francisco, but today's the last spring training or a non-regular season game against the Cubs, and Garrett Cole is going to pitch today. He's pitching 2 innings, and then Sean just said that Ryan Weathers is going to follow up after him. So looking forward to today's game. And guys, tomorrow is for real. 162 games. Oh my God, I can't wait.
It's amazing. Sean, your feelings?
Oh, I got the fever. Do you got the fever?
I got
baseball.
The fever.
It's starting tomorrow.
I was born ready.
Well, no,
and on for this.
Yes. No, the thing is, I'm still trying to figure out what they're gonna do with Luis Gil, because it seems like they're gonna keep him on the 26-man roster. But I believe, like, if you guys hadn't checked out Ken from Yankees, The Ugly Truth short that he put out this morning, but I tend to agree with what he put out there, is that probably Gil will piggyback Cam, because Cam was a little delayed due to that little lower back stiffness early on in the camp. And I think that would be the smart way to deploy it with this 4-man rotation. Have your 5th starter piggyback one of your young studs, and you got 2 fireballers to go at somebody. So,
yeah, we were talking about that before on YouTube Live, myself and Nitin. I mean, if you really think about it, when the Yankees are healthy, who is the weak link of that staff? I don't even know if they have one.
No. I mean
that staff reminds me of the 1970-71 Baltimore Orioles that won 108 games, where we were just talking off air, people. Check this out. How about this for a stat? In 1970, the New York Yankees probably had the best record that they had until 76. They were 93-69. Get this. 93-69. They were 15 games out. Could you imagine? You don't see that much right now, guys. 93-69. You'd say automatically the Yankees won the division. Well, they not only didn't they win it, and of course there was no wild card or anything. But 15 games out after you won 93 games, is that crazy?
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
That. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe what I saw. They tell you, I can't believe Tim McCarver when the Yankees hit those home runs in the World Series. I can't believe what I just saw.
I love it when he would say that every time.
Yeah, he was good. A lot of people misunderstood him because they thought that he hated the Yankees really bad.
No,
You
because
know, I think it was Jim Cott more than was like a little, you know, not the biggest Yankee fan, but he worked for them and he pitched for
yeah.
them for the year 1979. So
Well, but he was a guy that could. Jim Cott could hide his bias against the team, unlike some of the other analysts today, like John Smoltz,
yeah,
who will dig the Yankees every chance he gets.
yeah,
And even when he compliments Yankee players, he gives a little backhand to the Yankees. But Jim Cott, he covered baseball. He loved baseball. You know, he might a little biased, but you know what? I really covered it. And same thing with the legendary Tim McCarver. May he rest in peace. But because I remember when he would say that, I can't believe what I just saw when you remember that moment in NLCS in 2003, the Marlins and the Cubs,
yep.
and that moment when it looked like the Cubs were going to win, and then there was the fan interference with Steve Bartman, and then you hear Tim McCarver going, "I can't believe what I just saw," and it was like his line, and just like Ken Singleton, former Oriole and legendary
I have a
Yankee
lot of
broadcaster.
respect. I have a lot of respect for Ken Singleton because he really grew into liking the Yankee brand. He really grew into that, and I hated to see him go. He was true blue, and you could see, you know, he really. I mean, he was an Oriole and in Montreal and a Met, but through and through, he was a real Yankee. He was a Yankee. Called it down the line. I really miss him. I wish he would come up for at least a couple of games.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, my
Yeah.
favorite quote is every time he said "look out," especially when like
Yeah. Look
a
out.
batter got some chin music.
Yeah. And also, he would go, keep the train moving, keep the
Hmm.
line moving.
Yeah,
And then when
my team is trying to get a hold of him to see if he's ready. So
all right,
Okay.
stay tuned, guys.
but yeah,
We're
and then
here. We're not going anywhere.
but also
Everybody in the chat.
Yeah,
I don't
guys.
see anybody really typing, but
Oh, hi,
here we
Katie.
go. Katie.
Hi, Katie. What's up?
Are
hi
we all
Katie.
ready? Katie, are we ready for tomorrow, Katie? That's a
Katie.
crazy question. How you doing, Katie? What's cooking? Are you going to get any sleep at all tonight? Or are you going to be up all night? Should we have a show for you all night long or what?
We got a 24-hour stream for Katie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Charles in charge. How you doing, Charles? What's
Charles?
cooking? What's going on, Charlie boy? Everything good? I hope you're feeling good. I hope everyone's doing well, and hopefully that we'll get by today. And of course, Garrett Cole pitching the first 2 innings. We'll have that right here. We're simulcasting with Ken from the Yankees, The Ugly Truth. So there's a lot going on today, and of course tomorrow we get it all going. We'll have the morning show 9:30. And then we're going to have the pregame show at 4 p.m. Then we're going to have the Yankee broadcast at 8 p.m. Simulcasting, of course, with Ken, the Ugly Truth, the Yankees, the Ugly Truth. And then we'll have a postgame show. Is that enough or what, guys?
We got a lot of things going on.
Oh
And
yeah,
guys, this is for Garrett Cole for today. Ready for this?
There you go. Keep the train going. And
yeah.
so you know, really, just hope that we Aaron Boone has them ready, locked, and to go.
Oh yeah. Joe got the soundboard.
But,
Yeah.
There
you know,
you
and I look forward to seeing how they're gonna shape the lineup too. Will
Well,
they
it's going to be
actually?
a right-hander against them, right?
I believe so. I haven't seen who the
Yeah,
Cubs are putting out there.
Logan Webb, I believe so. It's going to be interesting. I guess it's going to be Trent Grisham leading off tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah. For tomorrow, we're gonna. It's either gonna be Trent Grisham or they may actually try someone else. Because I mean, remember last year's opening day, they tested Austin Wells in the leadoff spot,
Mhm.
throwing
Yeah.
everybody off surprise. So with Boone, expect anything to happen.
Well, they were
Because
all savages. What do you want? They're all
yeah, I know,
savages.
but I mean that's what. And speaking of Austin Wells, if you're listening to this, watching it, do what you did during the WBC for us all season long. Just keep gap to gap hitting and just inside out the ball everywhere. I don't need you to hit 30 plus homers, but if you do and doing that, hey, I'll tip my cap to you. But do what you did with when you were with the Dominican team in the WBC, and we'll be rooting right for you as our catcher.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Very, very good. So we'll see. Cabby, Belly, Judge should be one through three. Yeah, I agree. But because there's a right-hander and all, I have a feeling Trent Grissom will be leading off tomorrow. You know, Boone. They
Well,
go the old-fashioned route. They
what if they
really
did?
do.
What if you did right? What if we threw a wild card and put Rice lead off with Judge and
Mm,
Belly behind him, and then Grisham at like the 7 hole?
well, Grissom may go to seven. He may that may happen. That may happen. But I don't know. I don't know about tomorrow. So we'll have to
Well, yeah,
wait and see.
we'll cross that bridge, but I just think that it would just be interesting. But I am liking how this team their overall approach on hitting has improved. They just have to stay out of that free swing mode. And I'm talking to you, Giancarlo.
Giancarlo, non si può scoparlo.
Told you guys,
Caparlo.
Sean and Joe and everybody in the chat. I've been saying on the previous streams about Stanton, he doesn't have to hit home runs all the time. He can be a
No.
gap hitter and cut down on the strikeouts. If he does that, then he's a much different hitter, and our lineup is much different because
Yeah.
Stanton, as you know, he's going to obviously hit one out of the park, but he can be a gap to gap hitter, a singles, doubles hitter. Find other ways to get RBIs in. So if he does that and cut down on the strikeouts, then we'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, no question about it. Hoping hoping that the Yanks are ready out of the gate and mean business. I mean, come out, fighting and let's grab a good lead and we can go forward from there and never look back. Just never. Right now it's 0-0 across the board. Let's go 1-0 and just keep moving forward. Keep the line moving forward, and we go all the way up to the sprint and the end of the race, the end of September when we raise the hand of the New York Yankees winning the American League East. What do you think about that, guys? That's a bold prediction. Yankees winning the American League East.
Yeah.
And I think there'll be some bold moves that they'll make at the trade deadline. Forget about the strike. Forget about the lockout. Yankees are going to be focused this year, folks. I think I really, really believe that Hal really, he's going to put a big effort in to right the wrong. I really do. I mean, that's the way I feel right now.
I got him winning 102 games, the AL East. And I also got him the worst. And I got my bold prediction is Judge is gonna hit for the triple cycle or triple crown all season long.
He's
gonna finally get it.
Yeah. You know, it was funny, guys. On one of my shorts today that I put out, there's one guest I guess brand new, and he says all he sees the Yankees doing is go last place and 60 wins, and I just said, well, I love that you answered us, but how can you possibly say they're only going to win 60 games? I mean, that is really, I mean, the roof really has to fall in. It ain't happening. There's no way they're going to go 60 and whatever and be in last place. Absolutely not. Not with that talent. Not with that. Even if the pitching staff was 75%, they're at least an 85 team win. Are you kidding me? But I mean, I looked at that and, he says, oh, they got nothing. It is 60 wins. That's it. That's all they're entitled to. I said, wow. So I guess Aaron Judge doesn't mean anything. Everybody else, Bellinger doesn't mean anything. Paul G doesn't mean anything. I mean, Chaz Chisholm, the rest of the team. They got a bench right now that could play probably anywhere.
Well,
and start.
And 3 of our bench pieces, or 2 of them, could literally arguably start with any other team.
Oh, without a doubt, 100%, 100%. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, because you're
not a leadoff hitter. You're right, Charles. He's not a leadoff hitter. It doesn't make sense to me, and Jose should be leading off.
To me, right? It should be Jose, or I mean, I would let Ben Rice. Ben Rice seems to have this well-wound, because one of the things you want as a leadoff guy, someone that can find ways to get on base, obviously. So they got to have some element of speed, but they got to be able to take pitches.
Yeah, and like I said, you can't convince me that the Yanks are, if the least they're going to win is 90 games, in my opinion. I mean, listen, anything's possible, anything, but to say 60 wins, that's a little too much, too much of a negativity. I mean, no way. There's no way in heck the Yankees only win 60 games.
The last time the Yankees were under 500, finished the season was what, early 90s?
Something like 91 they were awful. Oh,
is that guy still a Yankee fan who made that prediction, or no?
Didn't say. He just said, I don't think the Yankees are going to do anything. 60 wins and last place. Well, obviously, if it's 60 wins, they're not coming in first. That's for sure.
The Rockies are going to probably be the one.
What do you call? Charles says 93 and 94 wins. And good morning, even though it's afternoon here. Good morning to Bill O. What's up, Bill O? No food today, okay? I don't want to hear about food. Let's talk Yankee baseball. It's one day away.
You could also say top of the day, top of the morning.
It's early for Bill O.
Top in the morning, yep.
Top of the morning, my good friend. Bill O is on pancakes and French toast and Lavazza coffee, right, Bill O?
Hey, you know what?
What's up, Bill O?
What's up, Bill O? Let's go. Come on, I want to hear a lot of he gone, he gone, he gone. There we go.
Well, here's my thing with Coltrane. I'm glad they're having him pitch 2 innings. Because then it gives an idea when they start the rehab starts in the minors, probably in April.
Mm-hmm.
And that means we get them sitting, but I like that it is okay. We got 1 inning out of them for the first start, right?
Right.
Now we're getting 2 innings. So then the rehab starts will probably be like 3 innings and maybe a little more, like get his pitch count up more each time. But I'm just excited, that I like that they're not trying to rush him back after.
Yeah, I know it. What is this? Bacon, eggs, waffles this morning with some fried chicken breast.
Oh my God.
How much can you eat? How much can you eat?
Chicken and waffles. Let's go.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Hey, that's the best right there. You got some chicken, you got bacon, you got waffles, and you got
the moon hits your eyes like a bigger pizza pie. That's Bill O. Oh, Bill O, how can you eat all that in the morning? Jingle, jingling, jingling, la, 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 Vita baseball.
And see, you can have fries with that, with what he just said. Have it like a sandwich.
Yeah. And the Bronx Bomber, your partner in Yankee history, what are you going to do when YankeeMania runs wild on you? Give us one of those, Sean. Come on, we're in a good mood today.
Let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you, sister. What are you going to do when the Yankee Maniacs run wild on you.
Yeah, baby. We're here. We're here. So is everybody ready? I said, are you ready? Are we ready? Let's go, folks. Everybody's a little slow today. Did everybody have their Wheaties or what?
I'm ready.
He said he's joining in 5 minutes. He's just getting back from the gym.
Okay.
All right. So we got him fresh from a workout. Nice.
Oh, great. Then he'll be talking and go,
Breaking news, Joe.
yeah, breaking news. The guest on Joe's show on Yankee Mania.
Hey, everybody, it's Ian Eagle. You are watching NYYANKEE the best.
Hi,
Yeah,
this is
baby.
Dave from Yankees The Ugly Truth. You're on live with Joe at NYYANKEEMania. Enjoy the adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Hi, this is
You bozo.
But I was listening to Kevin Harlan calling some of the NBA March Madness. I was like, man, I hope that guy gets more big games that he gets to call.
Who's this?
Oh,
Kevin Harlan.
Yeah,
He's
Kevin
a play-by-play broadcaster for multiple sports for CBS. He's a long time. He's been doing it for a long time.
He's a legend. He's a legend.
Yeah, he is a legend. But a lot of times the big prime games go to Jim Nance, and then the other ones.
Yeah.
And then Billo says, I got some leftover sausage gravy.
Oh, my God.
Putting it over the waffles. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Oh, you're eating you always eat good food, Bill. That's amazing. Come on. Yeah.
God.
He
got some leftover sausage.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to take a trip to Portland, Oregon to.
Unfortunately, I'm on a little diet right now, so I can't be eating those stuff. So
a little diet. You haven't eaten since 1912. How's the weather? I don't know.
It's nice out here today, actually. Sunny.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a little cool, but who cares? Because the Yankees are in California. Here I come. It never rains in Southern California. Seems
but it's gonna rain homers.
Heard this on this time before. It never rains when the Yankees going to hit the ball over the wall.
No, there's gonna be some.
Hi, this is Bernie Kosar, NFL.
Man, oh man, you give a guy a little power and look what happens. Holy cannoli. It's cold.
You was talking over Maria singing. I was like, man.
I didn't even hear her.
She started singing "Happy Birthday," and then she went into the Star Spangled Banner while you was talking.
Allow me to introduce myself or
Oh, there's Keone. All right, you can drop me.
Okie doke. All right, guys. I believe the star of the show is here after a nice workout. And if he gives me the thumbs up, we'll bring him up. Thumbs up. There we go. Cool. All right. All right. So let's bring up the star of the show. Get your questions ready, everyone. I will try to get to as many as possible. But we're honored to have a really good pitcher here. And we're going to get his journey. So you know what? No introduction. I'm just going to bring him up. How you doing, Caitlin? How's it going?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me this morning.
So according to Nathan, you just finished the workout. You feel strong. You're ready to pitch?
Yeah, I feel good. I just got back. I'm located out here in Villahermosa, Tabasco, which is in the southern part of Mexico, ramping up for the season. Our first game is April 17th, and yeah, I'm excited. You know, it's been a blessing to be able to play this game for as long as I have. I'm going into my 16th season as a professional. You know, still chopping away. You know, trying to get back to where I want to be, and play a high level of baseball.
Well, first of all, of course, you're with Joe and Sean, and we thank you so much for coming on. We really, really appreciate you taking time in your busy schedule for us. And we do wish you nothing but the best. The only thing is, we got a beef with you. Why did you always beat the Yankees?
I mean, I can't tell you why. I will tell you that it's a magical feeling playing in New York, though. Just the immense amount of history that you guys have, the quality ball clubs that are put on that field every single year. Every time that I had the opportunity to step onto that Yankee grass, it brings a different dynamic out of somebody. It brings a different moxie. Just knowing that, you know, uh, if you will, the baseball gods are looking over you every time that you cross those lines, and that's something that is very special and near and dear to my heart. And I try to embody that, that energy and that spirit of baseball. As you guys, come from an old school era, and I was raised with that old school era, that old school mentality of ball. And who didn't grow? I mean, at least for me, growing up watching the Boston Red Sox and the Yankees rivalries from the early 2000s was the most memorable years of baseball for me. And so every time that I got to play at Yankee Stadium, it just gave me an extra jolt of energy and passion for the game, just because I was a part of something special.
Well, how did it get started for you? I mean, when did did you just wake up one day and say, "Hey, mom, dad, or grandparents, or whatever, hey, I'm going to the major leagues. I'm going to be a baseball player." How did that all come about, and when did you really feel confident that you were going to make it?
I think just as like any little boy, 5 years old, you have like people ask you, "Oh, what's your dream?" And they tell you, I want to be a doctor, a firefighter, or, football player, baseball player. And for me, I always knew that um this game was something special for me, specifically because of just the way that I felt when I was on the mound or when I was on the field playing. I always felt free. It was a game that gave me the liberty to express myself, at a time where, the world around me couldn't really understand me as kids. The world around you never really understands you when you're a child,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And so baseball was a place for me where I could showcase my freedom and not only just vocally but athletically. And at like I would say around 12, 13 years old is like the first time that I got a glimpse into like seeing where I was on the totem pole against my peers and stuff like that. And I just took advantage of every training session and every time that I got to go on the field by asking questions and picking brains of older kids, whether it was playing on the blacktop, playing basketball, or playing tackle football on the concrete, on the block or whatever. I always just was developing my skills in any area outside of baseball for baseball. And so around 12, 13 is when I really developed, the identity of, man, I think that this is really what I want to do. And if it wasn't secondary, it was going to be a firefighter, you know. But
Oh, well, that would have been great. So, which means you so care about people, which is amazing and amazing in its own right. So, the first time you stepped on a field in the major leagues when you made it, we
hmm
won't even. I mean, I know the reaction, to you as far as making the team, but it's
hmm
now it's time for you to step on the grass the first time. What goes through your mind?
um, a sense of, I mean, just you're almost perplexed, man. You know what I mean? You have such an array of emotions that are just flowing through your body and just in your mind. You just can't even comprehend. Especially for me, like I said, I had the blessing and be able to make the team with the quality group of veteran guys. Adrian Beltre was my third
Yeah.
baseman. Prince Fielder was my first baseman. We
Wow.
had Josh Hamilton, Sushin Chu, you know, um, and it was just something so unique. And I'll never forget it. I made my debut, especially in Oakland, So that place has a lot of rich history, Vito Blue and of course Mark McGuire's, Jose Canseco's, Barry Zito's, list goes on and on of all the guys. I mean, I got to face Coco
Ricky
Chris,
Henderson.
yeah, Ricky Henderson, I got to face Coco Chris my first year. And I think it was just a special moment for me. But I had always reminded myself that the game was the same, the level was different. So meaning that no matter what level I was in, regardless if it was rookie ball or the major leagues, that a quality pitch is a quality pitch. It doesn't matter if you're 16 years old, as you see in the WBC, 17 years
Yes.
old, or if you're 32 years old where I am now. You make a quality pitch and you have proper intention and conviction, execution is always going to be a byproduct. And
So, oh, I'm sorry. No, no,
no, go ahead. Go
no, no,
ahead.
no. Go ahead.
And so I was telling you that was just my mentality from a very young age. I was just, very stubborn at a young age because I was just so fixated on being the best pitcher I can be, and give the best ability that I had possible within my body.
We have a question. We have a question from Teresa. Again, an avid a viewer here and listener, and she says, first of all, thank you for being on the show. She's definitely seen you pitch, and she
Mhm.
wanted to know. She always wanted to find out after you pitch whatever it is, 7, 8 innings, and they wrap the towel or you wrap the towel around you. What does that do? And how long do you have to keep it? And what does that do for your next start? And how does that just change the narrative? Tell it. She'd like to know like how does that work?
So when you
Thank you,
see a lot
Teresa.
of guys, yeah, so when you see a lot of guys, thanks for your question, by the way. When you see guys that go into the game and they wrap their arms up, usually it's just to keep it warm, you know. For guys like me, I personally like these things called plyo balls, which they're pretty much essentially baseballs that are filled with sand. And I like to keep my arm moving just and throw them against a hard brick wall. But when you see guys wrap their arms up, it's usually just to try to keep everything warm. And I think everyone has their own method on how they go about staying prepared inning by inning. But for me specifically, I'll get a couple drinks of water, and then if the inning continues to go a little too long, I'll just grab those plow balls and throw them against the wall to keep my arm going.
Wow. Okay. I mean, great question. Thanks for answering that. Now, another avid viewer of the show is Katie, and Katie asks, "What's your favorite part about being in Mexican Baseball League?"
Okay. I mean, I gotta say, up there, of course, is the food. The food is tremendous. But being in the Mexican League now at this point in day is it's different than I think what a lot of people have heard about the league just because of the amount of quality players that have came down here. I think when the Mexican League was truly put on the map was when Bauer came down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when everyone kind of took notice because you had a Cy Young winner. I mean, a guy who, if you separate the art from the artist, the dude had the potential to be a Hall of Fame talent. And that's point blank period. I don't care what anyone else says about it. The dude's a tremendous athlete. To me, he's a savant when it comes to pitching. And I think everyone took notice. And as you can see, you can look across every single ball club across the Mexican League, and you'll have at least 6, 7 big leaguers on every single ball club. At least the guys that have touched it. My team specifically, we have. I'm sure you guys know Luis Sessa. He's part of this ball
Hmm.
club that I'm with. He was a Yankee. Fernando Salas. He was a longtime Angel. Played for the Mets for a little bit. Phillies. Me, of course, and there's. I mean, every team. This Luke Voigt was on this team last year.
Oh
And
yeah,
he
Funky
actually,
Pop man.
yeah, and he eventually got out, and now he's in Japan with Rakuten now. I think going into his second season. So the talent level in the Mexican League has went up immensely, and I would say aside from the food, the talent is incredible. as well as the different venues that you get to visit. You know, we get to go to a lot of beautiful places in this country. You know, that I think that once you get out of just hearing about all the stuff that goes on in this country on the backside, on the negative side, it's a very beautiful country. You know, especially here towards the Yucatan Peninsula, Cancun, Van, Veracruz, and where I'm at in Tabasco, about I want to say 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours south of me is Palenque, and it's like one of the sites for like the old Meccas, you know, one of the ancient civilizations here in Mexico. So it's really unique, and it's Mexico has made an impact on my life, you know, culturally. Um, you know, it's assisted me on, you know, learning the language and just really and you know immersing myself into this to this country and understanding their values and you know their just their upbringing, and it's something that's been really cool for me in my life. So
That's awesome. Sean, you have a question?
Yeah. Going back to when you transitioned from playing in the majors with the Padres and other teams, and then you transitioned to the Mexican League. What was it like that first season or two, like transitioning to a whole different culture, playing the same sport?
for me it was fairly easy, just you know being that I was born in Los Angeles, went to school in Cali. I had grown up around, you know, a lot of the Mexican culture, right? So I already had a little bit of a foundation on what to expect. But once I actually got over here, you know, there were some things that I was in shock of, you know, just in terms of just like just the cultural differences on, you know, it's like, for instance, you go to New York, it's like, isn't it, it's like someone's abomination if they put ketchup on a hot dog or something like that, right? Or
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
it? You know what I'm
Tobacco,
saying? So
hot
Oh,
sauce.
it's just
mustard,
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 exactly.
ketchup,
Exactly.
Mustard,
So it's like
ketchup, or hot
mayonnaise.
sauce.
exactly. So when you come down here, there's just certain do's and there's certain don'ts, and but you get acclimated really, really quickly. Just because you know it's such a helpful, at least the group of gentlemen that I've been around, they've been such a helpful group of men and just assisted me in the do's and do nots while I'm out here. Um, but you know, just to go deeper into your question is. You know, the travel is slightly a little bit harder because I was based in Nuevo Laredo, which is a border town of Laredo, Texas, and Nuevo
Hmm.
Laredo,
Right.
Mexico. So the travel was a little bit hard on the getaway days because we'd have to drive 3 hours south to Monterey and then catch a red eye and then potentially play that same day.
Oh, wow.
So that was tough, but I mean, that's what guys in AAA are going through, you know, and and you always have the ability to look at the cup being you know, half full than half empty, right? You know, it's like
Right.
how bad do you want it mentality. And so, you know, it's definitely a challenging season, but it's again an opportunity to challenge yourself and to sharpen oneself, you know, mentally,
That
emotionally,
that's
spiritually,
Yeah.
awesome.
and I think
That
that's what Mexico has done for me is it's just tightened me up in so many different ways, you know, because we're so blessed to be American. And I'm grateful to be American. You know, that term of having a silver spoon. Yeah, our you know, we have our I guess our unsavory situations that go on in America, but like, you know, being able to play in Mexico and developing countries, Mexico, Venezuela, Dominican, being traveling the world. I mean, I'm so fortunate and grateful to be
yeah.
American
Oh, yeah.
because
And,
we just have
and
so much. We just have so much to be thankful for, regardless of the politics of the left side, the right side. I mean, I was born and raised in the greatest country in the world.
well,
Right.
that is great to hear. So, and we admire you. The only thing I don't admire is you beating the Yankees so much, and that's got to change a little bit. Just do us a little favor, just a little. That's all. Especially
Or
if the Yankees are on their way to the World Series. That's all. No, I'm teasing with you. We really do envy what you're doing, and we are all rah-rahing you to come in and who knows? Might be a New York Yankee. You never know.
Who knows?
yeah.
Yeah, I would love it. You know, Timmy Hill, with Tim Hill was was one of my teammates in San Diego, and I know that he loves New York. You
Yeah.
know, Isaiah kind of Falefa, we were together in Texas. He loves New York. And that I've heard nothing but great things aside from the taxes. You know what I mean? That's about the only thing that's kicking your ass is those
Well,
taxes. But
you come here. We'll make you the best chicken parm you ever had in your life, and
oh
baked
man,
ziti,
no. There's
and
nothing
baked
I tell
ziti.
you. I tell you what, there's nothing more special than the first time I got to ride the four. You know, ride the train to Yankee Stadium. You get dropped up off top, and
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and you see
oh
the
yeah,
stadium. Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
you walk down, and
like a
that
kid with
was
candy.
man like a kid with candy, and that was just something so special because you know you get on that subway and you just hearing it, you hear all the chatter, you know, you hear the different accents of people that are coming from Hoboken, you know what I mean, people from
Yeah,
Washington Heights all the way down to the Bronx, from
oh yeah,
Queens, and you know people, you know, just talking crap about each other, you know, about who, you know, the Mets and Yankees rivalry. I mean, that's never going to stop. You're playing the Texas Rangers, and we're hearing guys yap about the Mets and the Yankees rivalries and the
oh
back in the
yeah,
old days, and you know, so it would be an honor to be able to play out in New York. I mean, that's one of my favorite places to play and to visit. You know, it's electric. You know, there's nothing like your guys' city. You know, it's literally the city that never sleeps, and
yeah. Oh,
that's
oh
why I've
yeah,
always
you got that
appreciated
right.
that.
and
And I've always appreciated that city because you know when you get done with the ball game at whatever 11:30 at night, even if it's on a Tuesday, you know, there's always something to see. And we would always stay over off of 52nd and Madison, I believe.
Right.
So
Yeah.
be able to just walk up and down that strip was always something that was really cool for me. You know, and it doesn't matter I love going to Hell's Kitchen, getting some good, you know, Chinese food, hole in the wall Chinese food. You know, and my agent actually he lives off of 47th and Lex, so he's
Oh,
down in
cool.
mid he's down in Midtown.
Midtown.
Yeah,
Well,
so I
believe
mean,
me, I know the feeling because I used to work overnight for over 35 years between Madison Square Garden and a big luxury building that I used to run overnight. So believe me, I know it is definitely the city that never sleeps. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But and you're right. You're 100% right. It is great, and we're just happy that we could share it, we could see it, and we move for it to another day, and that's very, very important to all of us.
yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, no,
No, I was
if
just
you're
agreeing
gonna,
with you.
yeah,
Who?
I'm just agreeing with you. But you ready for this question from the chat,
Yeah.
Keone?
Yeah, I was going to get to that. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so Miss Kayla, in the chat, she wants to know, Keone, what does behind the scenes look like for you that some people might not know or see?
And
Okay.
and before you answer that, what I wanted to say is Kayla just came back from a little surgery. So we are so she's one of us, and we are so happy that she's here, and we wish her nothing but the best. She's a wonderful, wonderful at her craft, and we can't wait to have her back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I thought it was
Oh
very
no, you're
important.
good. Yeah, I wish you a speedy recovery too as well, Kayla, and you get back to doing what you love. But to answer your question, you know, do you guys specifically in season? I'm pretty routine regimented. You know, I like to wake up, get my workout in, come back to the field, shower, and I'm usually at the field. I'm usually one of the first or second guys at the field, even before the trainers, because like I said, you know, this is my 16th year, and I really take pride in being able to showcase my ability at a high level. I wish I was, you know, I remember the days when I was 21, I could roll out of bed and throw 98. Now I gotta, you know, work my body out for about an hour and a half every day to keep my body primed to be able to still throw 98. So, but you know, not to be too plain, you know, I walk around the city sometimes. They have a little mall called Palacio de Hierro, which I mean, to me, it mimics anything that you would see in America for a mall. And I just walk around and try to really embody the city that I'm in. Hear the different dialects or the accents of the people when they speak. See the native food. Try the native food that's local here. um, that's pretty much what my behind the scenes looks like during the season. Is my mind is always, creating and building. So with that, I need more content. And so I'm always just, downloading content visually and enjoying the places that I'm at. It doesn't matter what city I'm in, and I've heard people say, "Hey man, is it dangerous? Is it dangerous?" And it is if you're not. It is if you're on. If you go to the road less traveled, right? If you're
Mhm.
doing partaking in things that you probably shouldn't be doing, then yeah, you're gonna have to deal with some. You're gonna have to deal with some the backside of what comes with that. But for me, I usually just I work with two rules when I'm out here. Is first is respect, second is love. I showcase that to everybody, regardless, who they are. And I just enjoy myself, man. I really enjoy myself out here in Mexico. It's nothing comparable to being in the States in the big leagues, but there's just something that makes you culturally rich when you get to be among so many people that share a love and passion for a sport that's given you pretty much everything in your life. So I really
Now,
enjoy that, and I love talking the game and even just learning more about their culture. Because they too have a native game down here. I don't know, I can't pronounce the name of it, but it's the one where they would have like circular, like a circular hoop on the side of like their pyramid, and they would hit the ball with the side of their hip.
oh,
Oh
I,
wow.
I I
yeah,
can't pronounce. I don't know
I
how to
can't.
pronounce the
You're right.
game, but it's just being able to just see how universal sports is and what it does. I mean, that's why that like you keep on to bringing up the Yankees. You know what I mean? It's like there's just something poetic about it. You remember those commercials post World Series, and you can get your 1997 Yankees, yada yada yada, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what makes sports so special. It's Kurt Schilling with the bloody ankle. It's the you know what I mean. It's the stolen bag from Dave Robertson. It's you know what I mean. It's those
Where's the-
moments
Do the
that
El Duque.
Yeah.
exactly. It's those moments that we love to share and that they're very aware of here in Mexico. You'll hear a lot of fans talk about ball players that whose names you haven't heard in a long time. Oh, I remember watching this guy or that guy, and just being able to share knowledge about the game and just is always something special because this game has never been repeated. There's never been a repeated game in baseball. And I think that there's always opportunity for you to have a keen eye to pull something from every game, you know. And when you have the opportunity to learn from people that work so hard, this community of people work so hard, for so little. It just gives you an appreciation for everything that I have and everything that we have in America, regardless of what you have, And I've told some of my friends that, grew up in the hood, I'm like, man, you don't know how blessed you are, man. Like, you could still go, even though you still go to the hood park, you can still grab you some water out at the water fountain for free. Here, they don't, it's not like that. You know what
Now,
I mean?
now, you being out there, is your family with you? Are you apart for a while, or how does that situation go?
Yeah, so my kids are in school right now. I have 11-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter, and they're both in school. So once their school year
Ends.
ends, they'll travel out to me. Most likely will come because my daughter's in competitive cheer as well. My son's in Muay Thai and baseball, so they
Nice.
have a full schedule as well. But they'll find times to come out and fly more so towards like the bigger cities. So like when we go to Mexico City, there's direct flights. We play in Tijuana, there's direct flights there. Guadalajara, Whenever
Oh,
we play in like those cities that have direct flights from Dallas, this family will come out and spend time with me. Um, and it's just so hard because our schedule is usually it's all 3 game sets, but it's usually 6 games at home, 6 games on the road, 6 games at home, 6 games on the road. So, and where we live, you have to take at least one connecting flight to get to where I'm at. So we usually try to choose big cities that have direct flights from Dallas.
oh, awesome.
Wow.
Hey, now you have a follow-up question from Kayla. What does game day look like for you? Routine in the morning to after the game.
Okay, so when I wake up, the first thing I do is I'll take a shower, I'll get up, take a shower, do the morning regiment, and I'll head out to go get a workout in. And then the morning, usually I just focus on 30 minutes of cardio and then about 30 minutes of mobility and flexibility. Like I said, just I gotta prime my body. I can't roll up out of bed and throw 98 anymore. I gotta get the gears moving. Put some WD-40 in there, and I usually come home at around 12:30. I'll find lunch, eat a light lunch, and then I'll be at the field around 2 o'clock. It's nothing sexy, man. My routine's it's far from sexy. It's a routine. It's something that um I've kind of mastered over the course of the years of just what my body likes, what my body responds well to, and I try to stick to it. And it's pretty basic, but it works for me and my body.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
got to do what works for you, not for somebody else, of course,
yeah,
which makes a lot of sense. And you're still a young guy. I mean, yeah, maybe you're not 20, but you're
yeah.
not 100 either. I mean, you're still in that young baby just thinking about shaving. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as in life, yeah, I feel young and fortunate. As far as in the game of baseball, I remember when I first came up, the average age of a big leaguer was maybe like 26, 27 years old. Now it's like 23, 24. And so I mean, it's when I got called up, I was 21 years old. I had just turned 21, and you know there weren't a lot of 21-year-olds. I think it was just me and Roberto Osuna and maybe Delino DeShields Jr. who had made the roster with me. I think we were like the youngest guys in pro ball to start to commence the year. And so now it's just, I use that as a joke just because I have been in this game for a long time. I've dedicated, like I said, the last 16 years of my life, to this game. And there's a lot of guys that ask me, that lean on me now, for insight on the game or for, just how I think about certain sequences and pitching, or, what do you see with this hitter when he steps in the box and how would you approach attacking him? And, so I've kind of became, it's like a joke. I've kind of became I'm like the uncle now. You know what I mean? Before I graduate to grandpa.
Well, you're a very young uncle, I can tell you that. Definitely. That's awesome. Bill O, who's a huge Yankee fan and God bless him, he's a big fan of our show. Who was your
Mhm.
favorite catcher to pitch to?
Favorite catcher to pitch to in my career would probably have to be Francisco Cervelli.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Next
throwback
Yankee
for you
manager.
guys.
I'm not saying anything. Not saying
Francisco.
anything. Nope,
now,
nope. I better keep
I mean,
quiet.
he did marvelous job with the Italian team in the WBC. He was a great catcher throughout his career, and you know,
I
I love
love
the
this
way.
passion.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but
I
you could
mean,
see though. Well, I was gonna say you could see how it was with the Italian team where everybody played and they were like surprising everyone the run
yeah.
they had.
I mean, again, like I said, man, that's what makes America so beautiful, man, is we have so many powerful men and women from all over the world in one melting pot. I mean, I think 23 of the players for that national team were You know, sorry to say, American. Yeah, their blood was Italian, but the game was taught here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so, and I mean, and that's another part. I mean, you know, you go to certain parts of New York back in the day, not maybe not as much as it is now, but I mean, certain parts of New York, and you know, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and even up to the 90s, you know, it felt like Sicily. Certain part, you go to Brooklyn, you feel like you're in Russia. Certain parts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
go
Yeah.
get you a nice
you
bowl
know
of
your
borscht.
history around here.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
You
and
know,
then
you
and there
go
were certain parts where it was you felt like you were in Germany, where a lot of the German
exactly,
immigrants settled.
exactly. You go to Queens, you damn near in Jamaica.
Yeah,
You
and
know
then
what I mean?
there's a lot
Yeah.
of parts where you'll find yourself. You think you're Irelanders.
No, seriously, yeah. I mean, you go to Washington Heights, you in the Dominican, you in Santo Domingo, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're
You
right.
know, and
but
so
You're
no,
right.
that
Well,
that's what's
Manny Ramirez used to go there a lot.
yeah.
You
exactly.
know,
He
he
went to
went there. He
Washington, I
went
Well,
there.
think, right?
yeah,
No
Yeah.
question.
So
you,
yeah, so for Savelli, you know, he was just special, man, and I got to play with both those guys, Melky Cabrera and Cervelli with the Pirates, and I know that those two were together in '09 with
Yes.
yep,
you guys with the Yankees. So you know, just and we also had Ivan Nova as well there,
Oh, Ivan Nova. Yes.
Ivan
yep,
Nova. So shoot, we had three guys who I mean were big parts of Yankees history when I was there. And even if, you know, I know those were their rookie years, I believe, for Francisco and Melky in
yeah.
'08 and
Yes.
'09.
Yes.
Francisco was big.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Francisco, to answer to summarizes Francisco Cervelli. I really enjoyed playing with him because he was just so crafty behind the dish, and he did his homework. You know, he knew what
yeah,
he was talking about. He would spend time in the film room, and he's one of the guys that really urged me, even though I'm a one inning guy, right? It's not like I'm having to go through a lineup several times. He was the one who's like, hey, Kella, you know, I urge you, you know, if you want to really take your game to the next level, is start learning how to dissect the opposition. And so I would go
yeah.
sit in the media room with him and we would watch guys, and he would just say, hey, what do you see right here? And it would be small things that you wouldn't even believe would make a difference on attacking him, whether it be his hand placement, if he's a guy like Mike Trout where his hands are high, or a guy like
Hmm.
Encarnacion who hold his hands lower. Those are all telltale signs on how to attack these guys. And these were like small things that, you know, I was able to pick up from him, and him and I got so synchronized in our outings that we didn't even do signs. He would just like look at me, and he would look up and it would be a fastball. He would go look down and it'd be a 12-6 curveball. He'd tap his chest and it'd be a splitter.
Wow.
I mean, that's how in
Yeah,
sync we got over the course of, the couple years that we played together.
Well,
yeah.
there's a
No,
couple. Go ahead.
I mean it's just interesting because you know, Joe Girardi, you know, Jorge Posada replaced him as the everyday catcher with the Yankees, right? And then Joe
Hmm.
Girardi comes to manage him. And then in '09 was when the beginning of Francisco Cervelli's taking over for Posada as Posada moved to the, DH every once in a while. And it's just an interesting cycle with pitchers and catchers and the communication they have, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
No, they did.
the game,
100%.
that's kind of like a quote that I said like a long, like, maybe 10 years ago when we were in the ALDS, um against the Blue Jays, was, that I'm the timekeeper. And now the game has changed, right? Where you have the pitch clock, but before there was an art to holding the ball. Being a pitcher, you are the timekeeper. The game doesn't start. There's no game. There's no such thing as a home run hitter without a pitcher. Point blank
Yeah.
period. There's no Barry Bonds without a pitcher. And so the timekeeper phrase that I said, years ago, was it was something that I still live by, because at the end of the day, the opposition can't attack until we attack first. We're the only sport. Baseball's the only sport when you're on defense, you're actually on offense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, and
No,
so
you're right.
being a pitcher is taking accountability and responsibility over that time and the tempo of the game, the rhythm of the game, being able to shift the dance. And you know, it's like if someone's dancing bachata, you gotta throw some rock music on and mess their timing up. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Well, and
all.
then in the old days, I remember when Nomar Garcia Parra and a few others, it would be this little dance between the pitcher and the catcher before a pitcher is thrown. The pitcher and hitter, pitcher gets ready, the batter steps out. The batter's
Yeah.
ready, the pitcher's he steps out, and it
Yeah.
would just. But I kind of miss those days.
Yeah, and that's
The
that's what
whole
I said. It's the poetry, it's the cat and mouse game, man. That has been sucked out of our game, you know, and I hope Rob doesn't watch this, but I hope he does as well. That
Yeah.
it's we've added so much to this game that takes away from the spirit, you know, and that's why this baseball's so special is because there's something dynamic about our game that people still yet can't measure, right? You guys hear about all these analytics. Oh, his inverted break is this, his horizontal movements this, his depth is that. But
Yep.
you can't measure balls. You can't
No,
measure
you,
no,
spirit, you know,
no.
and that's what made moments so in baseball so pure and so lovable, and that's what made the little shoot. It's what made rest in peace to Terrence Gore. It's what made moments like his so spectacular. Rest in peace to that
Hmm.
young man, to that gentleman. That dude had lightning feet, and he was able to take a career of being, an outfielder into being one of the greatest, championship runners that the game has ever seen.
yep,
Yep. You're
You know
right.
what I mean? And that's what makes the game so special. You got guys like Big Sexy who go out and carve your ass for 8 innings and then, hit a home run on you.
There you go. There you go.
oh yeah,
And that was another fun guy I got to play with. Bartolo was really cool to play with, by the way.
oh yeah, no, and it was always interesting to see him play as because you were like, man, he's on the. Then when you see him at bat, you're like, yeah, it's either gonna be a home run, a double, or
Yeah. I
Yes,
mean,
definitely.
you go from, just the guys that shoot old. You had David Wells, carving guys for, going CG, and then you with, the bear with Derek Jeter's behind them. Polar opposites, polar opposites of
Yeah.
body, makeup, style,
Yeah.
yeah.
background, but
And then,
it
hey, what?
works, but it works.
Yeah, Wells admitted he was hungover when he threw that perfect game in '98.
Yeah, and shoot, go back to gosh, the guy who's the Pirates. Why is his name slipping my mind? The pitcher with the
Schemes.
Pirates back.
Oh,
No,
back
no,
in the
no. Black brother, man. He was a brother.
Uh,
He was on acid.
oh, I know you. Oh, 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 oh.
yeah, I keep forgetting his
They
name
did
too,
they
but
did they did a Netflix documentary on it. I don't
Yes.
know
And I've
why.
seen him pitching. I can't remember the name. Maybe somebody in the chat will. I'm seeing his pitching. I can't think of the name. Was he on the Red Sox?
No, he was on the Pirates.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
but
like
maybe
during gosh, Dave Parker, Willie Starr. I don't know why his name is slipping me right now. He's part of that era.
Doc Ellis.
Doc Ellis.
I
Doc
still
Ellis.
got my wits. I know.
yeah.
Doc Ellis. Yep.
Well, Doc Ellis came to the Yankees for 1 year in '76, and he helped them get to the World Series. He was 16-7. He had a very very good. He was good here. He really was,
Yeah.
and he was a good player for 1 year. We have a
You have
couple
no
more
choice.
questions for you. JT asks, has there been anything you've learned in Mexico that you can use here back in MLB?
Yeah, it's Spanish.
I knew he. Why did I know he was going to say that?
Yeah, definitely some Spanish. I would say also too, but in terms of baseball, Yeah, it's a lot more contact oriented here, kind of like how you watch the Japanese players play. A lot of contact baseball, gap to gap guys. So you're forced to make contact. Whereas in the big leagues, you see a lot of guys that want swing and miss stuff. Whereas here in Mexico, guys are gonna foul. They'll sit here and play pepper with you all day and just foul all your best stuff off. So pitching a contact and making more quality pitches than nastier pitches is something that I think that could be utilized and brought back over to the USA. And just attacking hitters from pitch one and um, not really having to focus so much on just throwing your best pitch all the time. It's just being in zone with quality pitches and getting the hitter to get himself out. I mean, again, it's a mentality thing. When you can shape your mind on how you view the game, where you're at a 70% advantage, rather than, oh shit, this guy's stepping up and he's hitting 360 on the season. Well, I don't care if he's hitting 360 on the season. He's still at a deficit. You know what I mean? The odds are still in your favor, and I think that's why baseball's so special. There's just a magnetism. You can't separate the thought from the ball does exactly what the brain is connected to tells it to. So if
Yeah,
you can get those two to be together and to swim together, I mean, there's no telling how far you can take this game, you
yeah,
know?
definitely. And we have another question from actually he has a great show. He's Ken from the Yankees, The Ugly Truth, and he
Mhm.
asks, as a pitcher, who would you consider a mentor?
Um Mark Connors was one.
Oh wow, okay,
Yeah, I know I'm throwing some old school, some Yankee names at you guys. Dan Warthen, he was with
yeah,
the Mets. Um, I mean, Don Welke, Darren Oliver. I mean, like I said, I had Greg Maddux and Mike Maddux when I was in
Ooh,
Texas. So it's so hard to choose one guy, but I would say the one guy who made pitching so easy and how he spoke about it was Greg Maddux.
yeah,
I mean, and,
but
and that's what he would tell you. He'd tell you to, make this game like Crayola crayons and white paper,
yeah,
oh
and simplify the game. Learn yourself and learn how to simplify the game to your level of understanding. And that was something that how he talks in a very low monotone voice. That's how he would speak to us, and it just brought a calm to me knowing that that's his mentality. I think that we get bombarded with so much stuff. Oh man, you have to do this or you have to do that. When the whole point of our game is to get out, to first pitch strikes and get the out. Nothing else
yeah,
matters. Or don't care how you do it. You could be doing a handstand and throw a forcing fastball with your fifth toe. If you're getting outs, they don't care how you do it.
yeah,
And if it works for you, it works. And so that's what he taught me. He was one of my greatest mentors because he assisted me in training myself on how to simplify the game to a level of understanding for me.
Well, I'll tell you, you are very, very popular on this show, my man. You're going to have to come back because I got questions up until Yankee baseball, 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in New York for you. So you are very popular. This is awesome, and I'm so happy the chat is really you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. One question before we have a little surprise for you. Who was the toughest hitter for you to get out? It's
You
not a
guys probably
Yankee, that's for sure. No, I'm just kidding.
you're probably gonna laugh, man. It was always
Oh,
it was
little
never
guy. I figured that.
it was Sam Fold.
Are you kidding me?
It was Sam Fold and like the Jed Lowrys.
Well, Jed
wow,
It was
Larry, yeah. Sam Fold was a pain in the neck. He would get
He
on,
was a
forget it.
pain. It was never the big boppers. I knew how to attack those guys. I knew what they were looking for. It was the guys that knew that I was coming in with all power pitches that again would just sit here and just play pepper. Oh, I feed you down and away. You're gonna take the ball down and away. I feed you up and in. You're gonna stay inside the ball and get your little bloop shot over the second baseman or hit your dribbler down the first base line for a double. It was always those kinds of guys that gave me the fits, but I would say, yeah, Sam
Well,
Fuld or Jed Lowry were always, and Jose Martinez was a pest too.
Really?
and
Yeah,
then
Cafe. But now that you got me really diving into my list, I would say all time Matt Carpenter.
oh
Oh,
well, Matt Carpenter, especially in his first prime, was one of the
Yeah,
toughest hitters I've seen. Even in his old, when he kind of had this little resurgent period,
yeah,
the Yankees, um, he was still at pain. But when you watched him in his prime, it was like, man,
hmm yeah. It's a
no
yeah.
one
toss
can
up,
get this
man.
guy.
It's between Joey Votto, and Matt Carpenter. You know,
Oh yeah,
those two guys were just very intelligent with how they approached the game. They did what the game asked them to do, and that's what made them special. You know, man on second and third base, they were trying to punch something to the right side. You know, and they were selfless in their approach on how they played the game. They didn't give a damn about sacrificing an at bat to for the betterment of the club. And those are the dangerous hitters. You know, the ones that are up there 3-0 hacking. You got bases juice, 2 outs, and you're swinging 3-0 to a BS pitch. You know, you're not helping the team. You're hurting the team at that point.
You have
And so,
we have one final one that I know I'm going to be asked, so I might as well ask a ball player. What in the ballpark? Sometimes you see no pepper allowed, or no peppers games here. What exactly is that? Because people I know are going to ask this question of me.
say that one more. Say that one more. I'm sorry. It was kind of
The
staticky.
no pepper, no, like the no pepper game that you say, that you play the pepper.
Yeah,
What is
pepper. Yeah.
yes?
I
What
mean,
does that mean?
so pepper, it pretty much means like, so if you're ever like in schoolyard, in the schoolyard playing ball, you know, you have three or four friends, and one guy standing opposite of the three or four guys who are playing, you're just throwing the ball to them, and you're essentially just playing pepper, where you're just trying to make quality contact and keep the ball on the ground. And
Okay.
there's small different nuance. There's different nuances on how guys play. You know, like say you hit a pop, say you hit like a ball in the air and the guy catches it, and the whoever the hitter is throws the bat. If you catch the bat, then he gets to continue to hit. There's just so many different rules, but playing pepper essentially just means just making contact, making quality contact, putting the ball in play. Because when we all grew up, hey man, put the ball on the ground. You never know what can happen.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So
because
that type of idea.
that was always written, especially Yankee Stadium, no pepper here or something like that. It was like, and now somebody just brought it up, say, Joe, can you ask him about the pepper? I was like, okay, I definitely will. So now listen, we could talk to you, forget about it. With I have questions here galore, but I don't want to keep you 500 hours here, but we do definitely want you to come back. But we do have a little a surprise for you. So I'm going to bring he or she up for you, and here he is. There he is. Can we hear him?
What up? What up? What up? What's up, my guy? How you doing?
Yeah, how you
Yeah.
doing, man?
So thank you for joining Joe and Sean today. They're the best, and all the guests that's been on here and our clients has been through us. My team and I, we've been obviously helping them with all the guests here. So you're added to the list, and speaking of Keone, man, he is a awesome dude, and over the last few days, we had a great phone calls, great discussions about his journey, and I think, and also we're going to help him out of hopefully get back into the league and or find the opportunities in Asia or anywhere he wants. So he wants to be. We're going to try and get him into the right path again, and obviously he's pitching in Mexican League, but there's bigger goals here for him too. So and his family. So we're looking forward to helping him out to find the right team, and hopefully that's the major leagues again, or hopefully Asia. So, but yeah, thank you, and thank you for coming on with Joe and Sean and explaining your journey and all too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate it, and we wish you nothing but the best, and hopefully you make it back real soon. And I just hope that the Yankees clinch by the time you come, so like this, there's no problem. So the Yankees got to clinch in June, so it'll be over. So then
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want. You want to beat them, you want to pitch a no-hitter, you have my blessing. But not when they're going for the. I'm teasing with you. Your pitching is really, really good. So again, we thank you so much here, and you are welcome anytime. Anytime you want to come up, you want to talk pitching, you want to talk about anything, and especially you get picked up, we definitely want to talk about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
And
appreciate it.
hopefully it's Cashman or Omar, Mania, one of them, the Yankee front office calling you and be like, "Hey, you want to come up, try on some pinstripes?"
Yeah.
Hey,
You know,
that'd be awesome to see him in the Yankee uniform, man. That'd be cool. Hopefully, that. But yeah. So, but like I said, I feel like he's a dog on the mound, and obviously we remember him. We all remember him with Texas and San Diego and all that, and I feel like he's gonna. He has a lot left in the tank for the major
Yes.
league. So hopefully,
And,
hopefully.
and for anybody that hasn't seen him pitch, just go to YouTube, put his name
watch
in
the
there,
highlights.
and you'll have some good video.
Yep. And that's why my team and I are going to help him out to find the hopefully right situation too. So
Sounds good.
well, as much as you guys do, I appreciate you guys giving me your time. And again, I apologize for showing up a little late for my workout, but always grateful for you guys extending your hand, making your show another home for me to come and talk about a sport I love, and just very appreciative of the insights that you guys have given me, and just the time that you guys have spent admiring a game that we all love. So I'm grateful for that, and just thank you for giving me a platform to have my story heard.
Anytime. You are welcome here. You are now part of our growing family, and anytime you want to come up, all you got to do is call, and let's do it. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you, gentlemen, and I hope that you guys have a great year.
Yes, the same to you. Stay healthy, and God bless you and your family.
You as well. We'll talk soon. Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you.
You got it. Thank you so much. Wow, that was an incredible, and thank you first of all, everyone in the chat. Fantastic questions. Thank you so
Guys,
much
great
for
job,
everybody to come on.
Joe. You and Sean did a fantastic job and amazing questions from the chat. And shout out to Kayla for tuning in, Ken from The Ugly Truth, everybody else in here. Great job, great questions, guys. And Joe and Sean, you did a fantastic job. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Oh yes, thank you. And yes, Kayla,
Yeah.
thanks for coming in, and we're gonna shout you out. Continue to get better, speedy recovery, because we want you on this panel.
I texted Joe. I forgot to mention. He could have done the promo for you. Forgot
The what?
the promo.
Oh, okay. The next time, and he is good for it. Definitely good for it. The next time. Yeah, no question. Absolutely. There was some news
Yes.
making the roster. Tell us about it.
Cade Wencrest has made the Yankees roster. Looking forward to seeing that. Well deserved. He put up some good numbers in spring, so looking forward to that. So Cade Wencrest has made the team, and also Emil Fudd and Carlos Agrande both of them will start in AAA this season.
Man, what a team they have in AAA. I think I'm going to watch them every day.
Yeah,
They're going to be fun. I mean, let's dissect that a little bit. You got Dominguez, Spencer Jones. You're going to have the guy they got from Colorado, or Seth Jones.
Yeah, Seth. Yeah.
You're gonna have a nice. You'll probably have a good first, or put Seth Jones on first base. You're gonna have Dejan in the infield. I mean, this is some team. This is absolutely wow. And then the pitching, forget about it. It's amazing. Yankee AAA should be running away with it. I mean, if everybody stays healthy. So yeah, Bill O. Jones hit 2 bombs yesterday, and he's gonna make it life very difficult for the Yankees. They're gonna have to bring him up sooner or later, or dare I say trade him, which I would really be upset about that. But again, it remains to be seen. And we are getting closer in a couple less than 2 hours where we're gonna be with Yankees, The Ugly Truth, and Ken. We'll be simulcasting that game here on NY Yankee Mania.
I shoot in. Garrett Cole will be pitching that game, and he's expected to pitch 2 innings. So
Yeah, 2 innings, 100%.
All right.
Oh,
Yes,
do you want me to do the score updates or no?
yeah, sure.
Or
If you
Sean,
want to.
or you at work today?
No problem.
No, I'm off, but I gotta take care of some errands. So
Okay. So Joe, send me the link, and then I'll do the score updates.
Okay, no problem. Well, everybody, awesome. And tomorrow morning we'll get back to 9:30 a.m. Everyone to our regular time.
What is up,
as we get
everybody?
ready
It is
for
Evan
Yankee
from
opening
NY
day.
Yankee Mania. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the show. We have Yankees news, overall baseball news, basketball, entertainment, and everything else. Come along for the ride. It's music to your ears.
There we go. That's our very own Evan.
Ken has a question, by the way, Joe. Ken has a
What?
question. He said Dominguez or Jones. Who do you keep? I'll keep Jones in a heartbeat.
I keep Jones.
Yeah, Jones.
Yeah. If I had to trade one, that'd be very, very hard for me. But I have to go with. I have to keep Jones. This kid, before you know it, man, he could have some really monster years for the Yankees. It's really a shame that he's starting again now. He's going to turn 26 and he's in the minors. He's ready.
If
I don't
he,
care what anybody says. He's ready to come up.
I thought the Yankees were learned by now, like with all these prospects, and look at the other teams like the Red Sox, Red Sox. They bring up their prospects right away, and I thought the Yankees were learned by now. But Spencer Jones is Joe. I agree with you. I think Spencer Jones is ready. 2 home runs to yesterday, and then overall, I think he had what 5-6 home runs this spring.
I think it's four
Yeah,
for
no,
sure, but they can't.
think
They
if-
can't. Go ahead.
No, I think if Grisham really struggles, I wouldn't be surprised if they call up Spencer Jones after May, just so they get that extra year or whatever. But
No. But the problem is he's 20. Joe brought up a good point. His age is the factor. 26 years old.
how wasn't Judge like 25 or 26?
Yeah, it was the same thing. You want to go through that again before you turn around? Judge is 33 years old. It goes like that, man.
Yeah.
You got to bring him up. You know, people make me laugh. What is it that you don't like about Spencer Jones? There's nothing he did wrong in spring training.
No,
and then these announcers, I mean, these writers are saying he's not ready. What is he not ready for? I don't understand. He hits. He runs. He's a great center fielder. What do you want from the guy? Bring him up. You spent $22 million when you could have saved that money, given the league minimum to this guy, and take your chances. You haven't won in 100 years. So you really think that Trent Grissom, nothing against the man, but you really think he's going to bring you a world championship? Come on, people, wake up in the office. You're talking about money here, money there. You just $22 million for nothing. I'm sorry. If he bats 230, I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. And the Yankees better, Brian Cashman better answer these questions.
Yeah.
If he bats 300, I'll be the first one to say, Brian, I love you. But if he bats 230 and he, 13, 14 home runs and 65 RBIs and can't lead off, you're going to hear from me. You're definitely going to hear from me. Because that was $22 million we could have spent another way. You have all these outfielders. It just boggles my mind. I'm sorry. Listen, I like Ben Grissom. He's a good guy. But this guy is ready.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. I think they made a mistake by giving him the qualifying offer. If they didn't give him the qualifying offer, we would have had a different offseason by now. We could have signed more players out of in the free agent market instead of doing the discount shopping, as you name it. But I feel no. But this time around, Cashman made some smart moves. But I think it would have been better if it was out of the free agent market if they didn't do the qualifying offer. So, but now let's see if Grisham can not repeat the season, but have a decent season at least from last year. He doesn't have to repeat it. He needs to have a good season to back up that 22 million qualifying offer. If he does that, and then okay, we'll be fine with that. But if he doesn't, then he's going to get criticized in New York, especially in New York. The fans are going to be fed up for them. And guess who's going to get the blame for this? Cashman and the front office, because we're giving him the 22 million qualifying offer. So now we got to wait and see, Joe and Sean and everybody in the chat, to see how he does in the first week of the season. Let's give him a chance here, especially I think he's going to be playing a lot here. I think here in the first week season against San Francisco and Seattle. So I'm going to keep a close eye on Grisham's bats this season, starting tomorrow. If he's in the lineup tomorrow, which is, I guess, it's expected to be. I don't know, but yeah. So I think right now with Grisham, we're in wait and see mode to see what happens.
Yeah.
Because
I would like one of the writers to explain to me, what do you see that we don't see that this guy's not ready? Because that's what they're saying. He's not ready. What is he not ready for?
All right. To all the writers out there, we worked with Spencer Jones in the minor leagues. I was in the minor leagues working with we got to see him firsthand in AAA, in AA. And his growth as a player. We were at Somerset, and he is ready now. He's a 5'2" player. He can obviously hit the ball, play defense. He has speed. Why not give him a chance now to see what he does? Come on, man. It's like if Grisham struggles, the fans will be calling for Spencer Jones for sure. I'm telling you that right now.
And I believe he's the next man up, but he should be up already with the roster. But I'm gonna admit it. But if there's any struggles, if Grisham is really struggling, just really bad, call up Spencer Jones. Because, man, can you imagine this? An outfield of Judge, Jones, Bellinger, and Grichuk.
I know. I was seething that all winter. And
yeah.
And I he changed his. Okay, yes, all right. He struck. They're going with the fact that he batted 124.5 in September last year. So what? What? Do you ever think about he couldn't take it anymore? Bring me up. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to go today. No, that's what Spencer Jones is. And again, the pressure is monumental on Trent Grisham right now. Because if he goes 0 for 10, Spencer Jones rumors. I mean, the Red Sox brought up Ruben Anthony. They brought up this other guy. They brought up this guy. Why the Yankees brought up Anthony Volpe, and now they got scared. For what? What are you getting scared at? You haven't won the World Series anyway.
But yeah,
you complain about money, but you give a qualifying offer to somebody who had one good year. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I haven't been on a rant in a while, but I'm sorry. I mean, Jones just comes up there. He's so confident. I mean, how do you let this guy just age in the minor leagues? What do you want him to be, 30 years old?
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I got to get going to start doing my...
Well, anyway, Sean, thank you so much. You have a wonderful day. Good working.
Thank you, Sean. See you, Sean. Good job.
Yeah, so that's where we're at, everyone.
Hey guys, great job.
Yes.
Great show, Joe and Sean, and you did a great job with him. And he's officially part of our agency team and management team too now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Good luck to him, and I wish him nothing but the best. And Chad, very proud of you. Great questions, everybody on the email. Thank you so much. And in less than just about an hour and a half, Ken Yankees the Ugly Truth will be coming on, and we will be simulcasting it right here on NYYANKEEMania, right here.
All right.
And remember, guys, it doesn't matter what channel you're on. You can give love to both channels.
Yep.
If you're a fan of the Yankees the Ugly Truth, great. But you can go over. If you're a fan of NYYANKEEMania, great. You can go over. The most important is the likes and the views. And of course, if you subscribe, subscribe to the channels. That's important too. But give love to both channels because it means a lot to the history of the channels.
And guys, please continue liking and subscribing to this channel and also the World Mania Sports Entertainment channel, and also subscribe to our NY Sports Loudmouth channel, which is brand new. We added Quentin Copels to the team. And also subscribe to our Nitin Sports Rush. And a lot of things are happening with our nation's best NIL Dream Team company. So stay tuned for that. Big things happening. And guys, stay tuned for the upcoming guests. My team and I are working on some pretty cool guests. I'm not going to say it now because I mentioned it to Joe already. But my team and I are working on something special for you guys. So stay tuned.
There's a couple of biggies, guys. So stay tuned. All right, with that in mind, let's go get some lunch, everyone.
This is Johnny Slamy from NYYANKEEMania. Like and subscribe.
I'm Kayla Walsh, and you're watching NYYANKEEMania.
Let's wait for Ken's call at 3 o'clock.
Yep.
And we'll be in the background there, rah-rahing the whole thing right here on NYYANKEEMania. So God bless you all. God bless America. Let's go, Yankees. We love you all. The chat, absolutely, you knocked it out of the park today.
Good job,
Thank you. And we'll see you at 3 p.m. and rah-rah both channels. Thank you so much.